fire.
She's definitely yapping at us about whether or not we're recording or not. That's for sure. Every week.
Recording in progress. I'm pulling up the Patreon shout out moment.
Oh, wow. I feel like I'm rusty on this. Have we just forgotten a lot lately, or am
I feel like we haven't done it in a minute.
Shit. I'm ready.
One moment.
I mean, I'm not ready. My brain right now is like rapidly trying to scan through every song that I know.
Okay. All right. I've got it. Let me pull your face up. Hi, Macy.
What?
I feel like you're so Pavloved into that response of what that I don't even have to ask a question anymore. I just say hi and you go, what?
What?
How's your week been?
Pretty good.
Good.
Really. Yeah, pretty good.
I'm
fine with it.
You got any of those you got any more of those stories for us?
I don't think so. Surprisingly quiet few days thus far. I did see the biggest spider I've seen in a while.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. She was just splayed out on the decking and just so big. I mean, like, so big.
What kind of spider?
I really don't know. Not like, so really big, maybe in like the wolf family.
Okay.
But didn't have like your standard wolf markings that, like, with like the stripes down the back,
Yeah.
But like, and also she was longer and slimmer. So like, but just like big.
Huh.
Like,
did you go and write something?
Yeah. I didn't, but there's just been a lot of spiders lately. And so there was an issue to where so we had a spider in the house, separate spider, different, really big wolf spider incident.
Not the rockin' out spider either, right?
No. That one was the big garden spider. And so we just living that creek bed life, brother. You got spiders everywhere. It's just, and so first of all, we got a stand-up dustpan. Okay. I won't live without a stand-up dustpan.
Oh, yeah, big time.
It changes your life. I've talked about this at length multiple times. Treat yourself again. Yes. Just do it. Yeah. Well, anyway, so they've got the little teethies that scrape your broom to get the hair out, which is also another great thing, especially if you got pets. Well, so half of my little teethies busted out. So like I only have teethies on half of the dustpan.
Great.
And it's time for a new one. Real pain in the ass. Especially when you live in a house in which you got to sweep up big ass spiders all the time, because it's created a little pocket to where I'll sweep the spider and it'll go rip and it'll like jump out of the back. And every time it's just like, God damn it. Yeah. And so that had to happen that morning. And I tried 3 times and I eventually had Hunter. I was like, can you come sweep the spider? I cannot get the spider to stay in the broom. And listen, he did it real smart. And I was like, holy shit, that's a way better idea. Because usually, like, I'll just kind of like brush him in there.
He just stomped it.
No.
Sorry.
That's how you do it.
I never thought of that.
He put the dustpan in front of the spider and he put the broom like a few inches behind its little butt and he just went like tap, 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 tap. And it ran in there. Let me get in this dustpan. And then it wanted to be in there.
It thought it was safe.
Yeah. And so when he took it just rode in there like a happy little camper until he dumped it outside. And I was like,
I'm in a tight spot. Yeah.
Spider psychology at work.
That he reverse psychology the spider. Wow.
Yeah. So there you go.
A course on that.
Yeah. I know in my future spider sweeping endeavors.
Yeah, and not just bash it with the broom.
Well, usually I'm hoping, because like when it had teeth, I would sweep it. No, my dustpan.
Yeah.
And so I would sweep it and then use the teeth to kind of like hold the broom in place, and it wouldn't hurt the spider, but I could like angle the broom so that it had a little pocket in there it couldn't get out of, because the dustpan goes back behind the bristles. Okay. So that like locked it in place. But with how it broke, they've got like an absolutely great exit point.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Love that.
So my system's flawed and I had to adjust. But anyway, that's my week.
Okay, listen here. This is not an episode for new listeners, because listen, this is a lot of preamble here. But I want speaking of dustpans, I recently re-upped and got a stand dustpan because
Great.
you know, as you said, one of the first times we spoke about a stand dustpan on this podcast, I almost said on this website, you said, and I think of it every time I use the stand dustpan, you're like, I have a stand-up dustpan because I love myself.
I stand by those words so fucking firm. Like,
I'm like, yeah, no, dude, I get it.
There are few things that you can spend not that much money on that can change the fucking game that much.
Yeah.
It's great.
Sometimes the best self-care items are like the little accommodating items that you can get, you know?
Oh, when I have to use a floor one, it rocks me.
I won't do it. I won't do it. I'll sweep it into a pile and then I'll just let my vacuum go over it. I won't do it.
It's a big ass difference.
Mm-hmm. If there's something really big on the floor, I'll kind of pick it up with my toes.
Yeah,
and I'll use my toes to put it
manual
in the trash can.
method. Yeah, I get it.
I will not bend. But I have a real problem here because I got this new stand dustpan and I went to use it and I've noticed over my couple of weeks of having it that it doesn't fit flush to the floor. There's the tiniest, just enough to piss you off, the tiniest of gaps that every single time you sweep your debris into your dustpan, it just goes under the dustpan. So you have to like step on it and put your weight on it to squish it. It's a whole... But listen, I'd still rather do that than bend.
That is a very happy compromise. And here's the benefit of being real short. Okay. So like
you have less room to bend. You have less to go.
So one, that is true. I literally just have to hold my arm out, which is tight. But like also the broom itself. So I'm short enough and I don't realize how much I utilize
You're
this
1
until
inch
I come
taller
to
than Nikola
Coughlin.
Tesla.
And so like I can hook the broom in kind of like the corner of my neck, which sounds weird.
No, I know what you're...
When I'm going into a dustpan, it really lets me kind of rock into so I've got one hand on the dustpan, one hand on the broom, and it is like real good for sweeping.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. When I worked at a movie theater, they gave us the floor, you know, that's what they have. The little ushers, they come through and they sweep the popcorn up into those things. But they had the shortest little handles on them. So you had to kind of stoop anyway. And they gave us the shortest little handles on those, but big long handles on brooms. So that was my move. That was the chin
it's
tuck. Great.
Yeah. When you can kind of hook in the neck.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, this is a witchcraft podcast. Welcome, guys. This is WBAH, the podcast about witchcraft. We're your hosts. I don't have anything cute, but my name's Charlye, and that's my cousin Macy.
Hi. I don't either. You know, really, it's crazy. I've had a really good day, but I'm just a scattered brain.
Yeah, I get
today.
That.
And so that's kind of just what we're gonna get today.
Well, I was thinking, I told you earlier I felt like hammered shit. That's just because, you know, sometimes in a menstruating person's life, you hit that part of the calendar where you go, owie. My whole body, ouch. And that, you know, but I am in an incredible mood. I'm in an incredible mood. I'm in a great mood. Yeah. I'm in the best mood.
Feeling very...
Sorry. This is my favorite of all the Trump hand gestures.
Yeah, the accordion.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That caught me so off guard.
I'm glad.
Shit. All right.
Okay.
Well, I'm good. Yeah. I'm jolly as fuck too. Good. So this is, but when we are jolly, we're rarely organized. So y'all are just gonna have to know.
In fact, I don't even have like a real topic. I just have a conversation that I wanted to have. And that thing happened where every time I try to have a topic, I was like, it's not going. I just want to talk about this other thing. And I thought, you know what? It's our podcast. We can make the rules. So I have a conversational topic, and I've decided to call it "When Hobbies Heal."
Oh, that's nice.
That's
really nice.
Alternate title: Burnout to Balance.
Oh, It's like
But I like when hobbies heal.
subtitle. Yeah. Yeah. You could have one of those books that's got like a giant ass title that's just a
When
whole bunch
Hobbies
of little...
Heal, the ultimate guide from burnout to balance, from Charlye.
Great.
Uh,
Great. Could have been longer,
Yeah.
but all good enough. So then, what is it?
oh yeah, you want me to tell you these things?
I do want you to tell me these things.
Okay. My topic. My
Yes.
Sorry, this is going to continue on. It is. I wanted to talk about. Listen, I know some of you guys are going to be tired of hearing about it, but it's not the actual thing. I'm not going to be talking about gaming the whole time. I just want to talk about how the streaming thing. I've done it twice now. I've got a schedule in place, and listen, it has really healed a lot of stuff in the rest of my life. And I just think that whether you sub in, take away gaming if you're not into that, right? Okay, if you sub in anything that is a passion for you that maybe you haven't like done in a while, or you have this, that, and the other reason for not having done it in a while, like a return to that can like energize the other states of your life. And I wanted to just talk about the stages and process of that. What about you?
I am someone super into that. I love that. I
Hey.
fucking love hobbies. I love
Hobbies
a hobby.
are great.
so
I
much.
recently had an interaction with a person who said that they didn't have hobbies. And the thing is I've heard people say that when they're like busy all the time. They got kids, they got work, and they're like, oh man,
I don't have time for hobbies.
No, it wasn't I don't have time for hobbies. It was I don't have hobbies. And I don't know
I wonder if sometimes it's like they might not consider what they do as a hobby, but they still have a hobby.
They're like,
but
I really love TV, or I really love reading.
like, it's like we've all you gotta do something.
I guess.
Like, I don't know.
Maybe they're just like, I just hang out with friends after work. That's not a hobby. I don't know.
Maybe they can just sit in peace with themselves.
Maybe they don't need something to busy
ever and ever
their mind to keep away the existential dread. Wow, what's that like? What are you talking about?
I've actually got a really big fat ass topic for you. Today. I've got a big thickie. So I'm talking about mice today.
Ooh.
We're talking about an animal. It's in celebration of my arm
I was
finally
say, can you show
being
the tattoo?
pretty much done. Yeah, you can't hardly see him because it's kind of dark.
Show it to the Patreon viewers while I say Macy's going to show her tattoo while I go ahead and plug here, you guys. You can go ahead and pop over and you can watch these episodes we record.
Oh god. It's so hard.
On patreon.com/wbah. I believe it's what tier level is $5?
These are 10-20 for the main
10-20s?
eps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, for
Also
these
got
dudes.
bonus episodes and whatnot. So you can also see my cool Trump hand movements.
It was. I mean, I forgot where I was for a second. It was so spot on. Mice.
Okay.
I'm really excited to talk about mice. There's just I love talking about, we know this is almost a series at this point. I like to talk about what might be considered vermin and the animals that just kind of get like grossed a little bit because there's usually a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
And mice deliver. Like, I mean,
Metaphysically deliver?
both.
Or,
I mean, they're so fucking impressive.
Good.
In so many metrics that like it's just amazing that they're not looked at.
The president?
Oh, because they should be. Well, they do. I mean, they do secretly run. The Earth was bought, paid for, and pretty much commissioned by mice.
Yeah.
So,
not lizards. We're not going there today.
No, not today. No, we're
okay.
we're using the Douglas Adams version of things. Yeah,
wow.
mice run the world.
Yeah. Man, I need to reread that. I have a question for you about mice. If you are just doing your biz and one scurries, say, across your floor or counter or wherever mice like to be, what is your reaction? Are you a freak out person, or are you like, I'm going to grab it by the scruff and throw it outside?
I've been both.
Okay.
It's one of the reasons that I got my mouse tattoo, one of a handful, but like I used to be an absolute freak out
right
person.
Up in the chair.
Yeah, I'd really kind of freak because it was when I was in college and I was living in Plague House. And
Until what, you just got used to it.
It got to the point to where like I do feel like I hit a major shutdown period for sure. But like it was just so jarring, and we're going to get into why, because these are also just crazy remarkable animals. But like I would lose it because I'd never seen any mice really before until this point. And like they're a very worthy adversary too. And so it just really, they scared the hell out of me. But I've worked on it, and it got to the point where I didn't wreck my car when one was basically sitting on top of my foot when I was driving.
Did we decide that that's who the tattoo is?
It was the final like deciding factor of like wanting it, you know, and being like, I that moment felt really strange and really important for some reason, because I could still, when I shut my eyes, I see that terrified mouse like flattened out on the mat, like looking up at me, and me looking down at it, and its tail is like right by my basically bare toes in these sling sandals, and just being like, hang on to the wheel.
You need to
keep driving forward. Don't turn it.
Do the TikTok sound, and I looked at him.
It's the Weird Al song. Like it was just, and so I've been both. Now it's not really a big deal. What made that situation was so scary was that it was just I was driving and it was unexpected, and you don't expect a mouse in your car.
Get out of the car.
Generally, I don't know why car shit. Again,
Keeps
living
happening.
that creek bed life, it just.
It's like river life, but with more dry land vermin.
Not as much fun water and just all of the animals that come with the river.
Not as many people just giving you hot dogs.
No. Just big, giant bugs.
I took shots with strangers on the river once, and I think back to that, and I'm like, they could have been anybody. Don't take shots from strangers.
Living that river life.
River life. But you know what? I trusted him. It was on the river.
There's something about it. I get it. I totally get it. I mean, river life.
River life.
And so I don't know. What are you like? Now, if like one was in the room right now, I would be like, oh shit, I gotta catch you. But like, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. My thing is always going to be like, I don't want to say it's an irrational fear, because I think that it is a very serious thing. And maybe you talk about this today, but I am always going to assume something is going to give me rabies. Yeah.
We talk a lot about diseases today that they carry.
And it's not even just disease, because I mean, I know there are some, but they're not like bats, are they? Where a bat, you can look at it and it's just it's a petri dish.
I don't, so here's the thing.
Not to spoil, really, I mean, we can hold on to it until we'll talk about it.
We'll wait on it, because there's a big section of what you can, because that's the thing. I like these animals. I think they're cool as shit. They can make you very sick. Well, so it's like both things are definitely true today.
A man can be both. I have had pet. Wow, I've had pet rats before. You know, the big uns. Yeah, big uns. Cool. I think I've also had mice, but I think they ended up like doing what mice do, and I'll leave it at that. But I don't have an issue handling them if I know that they are someone's. I don't like getting bit, even though that like when
if you've been bit by a rodent, you know, it just fucking hurts. Those teeth,
they're little snibs, just little quick snip.
But and they'll take like a little piece out sometimes.
And it sucks. You know, my rats would bite me when I tried to give them baths, because I'm sure you're probably not, you know, I'm sure I was at 8-9 years old, not doing it properly, or doing it just because I thought it was cute. I'm not sure the grooming. I'm sure somebody out there with rats could fill me in. In fact, somebody with rats, please fill me in. Put it on our Facebook page. Come meet with us over on Facebook. Link is down in the description.
I'm in the rats subreddit.
Are you
and
really?
It's really great. I really enjoy how people care for their rats.
I'm in the Ratties Facebook group for Twilight.
Well,
so
yeah. There was I don't know if I told you about this. It was very fun to follow. So there was apparently a loose, like whether it was dumped or who knows what, obvious pet rat that was loose in Central Park. And it was like, I guess if you know rats enough, like, you know, like that's obviously like,
well, I feel like a New Yorker knows the difference between a pet rat
like one of the city rats. Yeah. And so this was obviously, and it had been seen in the park for a few days, like in Central Park. And they were like, so it was kind of like, we got to go find this rat. And I followed this on Reddit of people like, and one of the users found the rat.
Good.
And like they were able
And
to
he's
find it
okay?
and post it, and the rat's okay.
Good.
And so I was just like,
I'm glad for that.
that is literally like a needle in a haystack. How do you find a rat in Central Park? I'm just really impressed.
It was probably the only rat walking around with like a tourist t-shirt on.
Yes, and it was, if I recall correctly, it was kind of golden colored, so I bet it was. It
Walking
just
around
stuck
with
out
big
like a
fucking
sore thumb. Yeah,
saucer
like,
eyes.
I don't belong here. Face.
Where's the best slice of New York pizza?
Yeah.
I don't know why the rat is a tourist in my mind. But to answer your question, I generally won't freak out unless it's coming at me. You know, if I feel it on me and I look down, but I have a high jump scare response. Like I
really do.
I get jumped very easily. In fact, when I was wrapping it around, when I was streaming the Titanic game, which I don't know if you caught any of, but was a really good time. Anytime I would turn a corner and there was a person standing there, my reaction was, oh! So
Well, they are freaky looking.
They are freaky looking. I just think it's starting to be a problem. Like I'll walk out into an area where I know there are people, see people, and go, I just don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, I have been in a house before. I have my own version of Plague House, to just steal your thing. But I have been in a house before and it was just full of shit behind me. And I was kind of just sitting at the desk like, I'm just going to focus on my 4 feet in front of me. This is all I can handle. And I would hear shit scritching around behind me. I was just like, well, that's not my fucking problem if it's not touching me. So I'm like, I'm all right with them.
I'm kind of in the middle. You know what I just realized? Did you ever pick a Patreon name?
Today's Patreon shout out goes to Alicia M.
Okay.
Alicia M. 4 syllables.
This one has been back into my head today after having a little bit of reprieve.
Okay.
And I read it in a comment today and I was just like, no. So, okay.
Alicia M.
Leave Alicia M under the pillow for the third man in case they come to town.
Leave Alicia M. under the pillow for the dirt man.
For the dirt man.
Wow. Can you imagine? It's all right. You can leave me for the dirt man. I'm sure he's...
I mean, he's got a weird little stance going on, but we don't know much about him.
No.
Other than there might be a sick-ass lair deep under the mountain, which I've always liked a villain.
I love a villain. I love a lair. I love
a lair?
A lair?
Yeah.
Shut up, dude. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about mice. Tell me
Do
about
I go
rabbits
first?
and bears. Yeah,
I go first today. Okay.
Go.
Listen. All right. We're going to talk a lot about mice for probably a while.
That's okay.
So here's the best known species people are the most familiar with when it comes to the house mouse. Your common house mouse.
Is it called the house mouse? Like, is that
the house mouse?
Cute.
Yes. And so its Latin name, fancy name is Mus musculus. So it might be mus, but I feel like it's moose. Yeah, Mus musculus. So that's their little little name. So mice, it seems, are generally distinguished from rats by their size. That's like your main indicator. Now, I know that there's like other shit involved with that, but it seems size is like the most notable one.
Okay.
And apparently, when a rodent in this family, it's muroid, or like the name, it might be the genus. I get down to it in a minute.
Muroid?
Muroid. So
Muroids.
when a rodent that is in this group is discovered, the common name it will be slapped with is like moose for mouse, M-U-S, mus maybe, if it's a little one, or a rat-based one if it's a bigger one. So like its size is like the first sorting thing that they go through.
Big mouse equals rat, small rat equals mouse.
Who knows?
Okay.
That's who knows.
All right.
And so Muroidae are the large, big super family of rodents, and it's got your rats, and it's got your mice, and your voles, and your lemmings, and your gerbils,
Cute.
and your hamsters.
Capybaras?
So it's got, no, I don't think so. This mostly, it seems, your little dudes, your little guys.
So not all rodents are in the same.
No, it didn't seem to. I could be wrong, maybe. And so the common terms, here we go. Hold on. Here we go. My bad. All right. So that just repeated itself. So this gets there's a little bit of wiggle room here, it seems. So mouse are generally, like the word mouse, an animal, a mouse of some type, is classified in the genus Mus, M-U-S.
Okay. Sure. But
the term mouse as a name kind of goes a little outside of that sometimes. Like, for an example, is the deer mouse, which it doesn't seem as in like a nest, like the same exact grouping. Okay. But like, so sometimes mouse will like float around a little bit and cross certain groups. Yeah. Isn't that a burb?
I think, yeah.
I think it's a burb.
It's the burb that makes all the cartoon, all the Adult Swim content.
Because there's them and then there's bush tits.
Yeah. Bush tits. Would you rather be a titmouse or a bush tit?
Being a bush tit sounds kind of fun.
It sounds like a wild, like
I'm thinking I'm buxom.
Yeah.
A real
bush tit.
Like a bush tit.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Yeah. So
also drink a lot of bush.
Everybody wants to eat mice. So many animals want to eat a mouse. Like, a lot want to eat a mouse. Cats, wild dogs, foxes, birds of many kinds, snakes, just all kinds of
other
animals
mice
are super down for eating mice. Mice will definitely sometimes eat their young the moment calls for it. So, despite this, there's a lot of mice in the world. There's a lot of mice in the world, even though so many things be hunting them mice. And due to there's a lot of reasons for this. And this is where we start getting into what little badasses mice are. Because not only are they very adaptable to where they're living, they can adapt into a lot of different places. They're one of the most successful mammals, like groups of living on the earth. They have really kicked ass at being a species, or like whatever the proper word is. And so generally though, here's the deal. They live fast and hard.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not. Yeah.
Just live fast, die young. Most wild mice, a year. They live about a year, about a calendar year. Life expectancy.
I thought you were going to be like 3 years.
No, I think they get got pretty often.
Okay.
And so again, there's a lot of things eating them, and so another reason for their successful numbers. So we know a lot of things want to eat them, and they only live about a year.
Yeah.
They have a very, very quick gestation period.
They gotta fuck. Yeah.
And do they ever? So a house mouse's gestation period, it kind of varies. And this is a house mouse.
Okay.
Is around 20 days. 20 to 21 days.
You can make a whole other, I want to say human, but that's not what I mean. But you can make a whole other copy of your thing.
Multiples.
In less than a month?
It's crazy. I mean, it's essentially they're a printer at that point.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
I mean, no wonder sometimes they treat their own like bodies like vending machines.
Yeah, sometimes. Dude, give me 3 weeks, I'll make a whole new fleet of you guys. Fuck you guys.
I'm gonna treat myself, crack open a gold one. Yeah.
And so, oh my God. So here's what's crazy. So 20-day gestation period, right? Then these little pink worms are born, right?
I do feel like they come out half-baked. That's
they are not quite done. So they are blind and deaf, little fingertip nubbin things that are born. And so here's the deal though. They do come out looking like they're not done, but within 2 weeks, they are basically miniature functional mice.
Great.
2 weeks. And in 6 to 8 weeks only, they're ready to start fucking and breeding. So 2 months, they're ready to go.
Well, I guess when your lifespan is...
When you look at that's the thing. When you look at the scale, you're like,
yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And so...
Unlike something like a cat. Like a cat lives... Get out of here, bug. Like a cat lives... like 20 years? I don't know. I feel like every cat is immortal. But they can start having kittens when they're like 6 months old. That's shocking to me. Go home. Don't have kittens at 6 months old.
Yeah,
but like
mice don't waste a second.
Yeah,
they're
the
ready
turnaround
to go.
I pop out a load of snacks, and how long until I can make a new one?
The next day.
Stop!
So a mouse, a female mouse, house mouse, can have 10 to about 14-ish litters a year.
And how many is in a litter about?
Up sometimes. So I saw this vary, but average it seems 6 to 10. So she could be having over 100 babies.
Okay,
a year.
So 6, and you said about 10. So on the low end, 60 babies a year. I guess a year is their whole life, though. But 60 babies.
But
no
it's
human's ever done that.
No, God.
I mean, no human that wasn't like, donating sperm.
Yeah. No one who's having to do the expulsion of it all.
Yeah.
So that's pretty insane. And this is how to, if you've ever lived in a house that has a mouse problem, you want to move quickly because it can really pick up steam. Yeah. They can take over, especially abandoned buildings, like barns, things like that. It can happen. And they got no
problem pulling a Lannister situation.
I think they take what is nearby.
Yeah.
And so there are, there's also a few, numbers, but there's a few other reasons in which when you have mice in your house, it's tricky not only because it's like, oh shit, I've got some rodents in the house. This immediately becomes a challenge because mice, and if you've ever battled with them before, are pretty fucking clever. Like these, and so I read up on a bunch of studies on mice today and like mouse intelligence.
Great.
And it's super, super interesting. So there are multiple different species of like kind of house specific mice around the world that have lived with humans for a really long time. Some of them upwards with record of documentation of 12,000 years. It has been that these mice have been living, cohabitating with humans, right? It has been documented. And so that makes these specific kinds of mice really interesting to research. So in a published study called Enhanced Problem Solving Ability as an Adaptation to Urban Environments in House Mice, 3 types of mice, each with varying lengths of historical time. Okay, so that ended. I didn't end the
okay. I was like, it ended. Still the title?
LOL. So, no. It ends with adaptation to urban environments in house mice. So in this study, 3 different types of mice, each with varying lengths of historical time under their genetic belts that they've been living with people, were put into like these puzzle food reward tests to see how quickly they could figure it out. The prize was a delicious ass mealworm.
Oh,
and they wanted it. And so what the study seemed to show was that the mice with the longest, like, running genetic history, like the longest time, those breeds of mice that had been living with humans so long, they had a better, quicker, easier time problem solving these skills.
They're evolving alongside us.
And so similar to, it seems, to raccoons, because this is what we talk, raccoons have trended smarter because they're having to constantly try to deal with what we throw at them. And mice are the same way. They've only gotten more clever as time has gone on. And along with that, it seems that mice can pass the mirror test, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, not even dogs can do that, dude.
So, like, this kind of blew me away a little bit. And so the way that they did this is that they had dark-furred mice, and they dotted like their forehead with white ink. And they would put them in front of a mirror, and a lot of the mice would just start grooming themselves. So not only were they recognizing that was them, they could see it. And so it was just like, oh, that's me. I've got something on me. And they would clean it off, which is more than a lot of animals will do. And
it's kind of a big deal. Like what? Like dolphins can do it.
It puts them in the club of primates, dolphins, elephants, certain birds, and us. And certain primates as well. I don't think it's all, but some. And so,
not the like dumbass primates.
Yeah.
And fucking spider monkey, you kidding me?
Fucking Marcel. He can't recognize himself in a fucking mirror.
I think that monkey's dead.
He's got to be, dude. Unless he's
I don't know, how long
45 years old. I don't know. So
he's got a little family and a mortgage.
Yeah.
All right.
Mortgage. So not only that, when they were dotting these little mice and the mice were, looking in the mirror, they were monitoring their brain activity. And I like to think they had little helmets on, but I don't know. Honestly, I try to make it as happy as I can because I know odds are it wasn't. And so I have examples of that today. I don't go into it, but it's just like, ugh. And so basically, what they were gathering through monitoring these mice, also through machine learning and through like expression recognizing software and things like that. It seems that I'm kind of jumping the gun a little bit on that here because my studies kind of fused together. But basically, their visual self-image that they can see in the mirror, it may come from a like subset of these certain fancy like neurons in mice that kind of means that they might be a bit more individualistic in their personalities. So it's like that there's actually might be a little bit going on here in the brains of mice. And so in another study called, oh God, this is so hard. I don't know. This one is a really dry, classic one that I don't feel capable of saying.
Hit me with it.
Visuotactile integration facilitates mirror-induced self-directed behavior through activation of hippocampal neuronal ensembles in mice. So that was the mirror study. That was the name of that study.
That could have been said easier. Whoever named that just wanted to flex nuts.
They're always that way. It's amazing. And so that was published by Jun Yokesi, William D. Marks, Takashi Kitamura. So published 2023.
Takashi is a cool name, dude.
That's last year.
Yeah.
That they figured this is new shit. I was like, ooh, that's super cool. So
sorry, I guess that was the takeaway, not Takashi's cool name. Sorry.
Yeah, it's recent.
Yeah.
And so another mark so here's where we start getting into kind of the more machine learning and recognizing of expression.
Machine learning.
Kind of
giving them little bulldozers.
This is kind of like AI type building on the data and stuff like that. Yeah, unfortunately, no, they're not letting them become equipment operators. And so they monitor the face expressions of mice. I don't really like how they monitor the facial expressions of mice. So sometimes is it because they get a little bit of delicious sugar water? Yes. Sometimes do they shock their tails? Yes. So, you get a kind of a whole gamut of stimuli that is being done to these mice, and the facial expressions are being recorded. Sometimes and they're kind of like more held in a stationary position. And the data, though, that comes from this is that their facial expressions, very much like us, are absolutely sensitive reflections of internal emotional states. These are resulting from emotions that these animals are feeling. And it corresponds with brain states. So it seems like this isn't just like necessarily like a neural impulse. There's something deeper going on here.
Different, because there's a lot of animals don't make facial expressions like in conjunction with their attitude, Yeah,
it seems like it shows a depth of an emotional depth.
Wow.
And
have you seen Ratatouille?
Oh my God. That, on a note, I feel like might be one of the last. No, that's not true. Never mind. I forgot what year it was. I'm not even going to finish that sentence. So the we
I really want to know what it is now,
I
dude.
just dumb.
I tell you,
dumb.
I cried on an airplane while that movie played in the background.
There's something wholesome about that.
And I didn't even have any headphones. I couldn't even try to do it.
So, I'm trying to I'm struggling here no, not you. I'm me. I'm struggling with this I'm looking at this paragraph that I tried to write out to make it make sense. And I'm still a little bit confused on all of this because this is way over my brain. So it seems like what they gathered from this is that the facial expressions correlate with emotionally relevant brain regions. And one of these is the insular cortex. And that is a critical brain region for emotional experience and behavior. And it seems the same goes for us too, apparently. So the activation of the same part of the brain seems to be happening to them with us when it comes to emotions.
Sick.
Which I feel shouldn't be that surprising for many, if not any creatures, but this verifiable data, which is very exciting. And so we know there's a lot of data when it comes to mice scientifically, because mice are kind of the go-to creatures when it comes to lab research. Lots of reasons for this. They're cheap. They're generally docile if raised, in an environment. Lab mice are generally pretty uniform. They've been they're a uniform subject, and importantly and surprisingly, they actually share a great deal of physical similarity to us. So that makes them, something viable to test things on.
Yeah,
and so. These guys, they are, and we've talked about it a little bit before. And so we're kind of starting to get into your house mice here, but also various different kinds of mice. So, but house mice are kind of what I focus on a lot for the rest of this, because it's just what you're most likely to probably deal with, and just experience.
Yeah.
So
can I ask a question? I don't know if you'll know this, and it may be insensitive, but is a house mouse the same thing that you can get for 20 cents at the Petco, like a feeder mouse?
No. So
Really? Okay.
it's feeder mouse are more like bred mice. Your house mouse is still a wild mouse. It's still a wild species of mouse, but they cohabitate where we are, or want to anyway. And so these guys are problem solvers and very, very good critical thinkers, considering they're teeny tiny little rodents. And they are wrapped up in very unassuming packaging with a pretty bad wrap on top of it. So that's where we're going to.
Shit, dude.
I think they're cute as hell.
Faces?
I love
on.
their faces.
Their little
and their
hands with
ears.
little nubbies at the end. Come on.
I love their hands.
Yeah.
And this bad rap that mice have isn't without reason. Now, mice can be a problem. Especially if you have an infestation, mice can carry multiple different diseases. A notable one being the hantavirus, which can fuck you up. Oftentimes, diseases are transmitted through droppings or urine, sometimes saliva, and we can't forget one, rat bite fever. Which my brain immediately was like, that is cat scratch fever's poor cousin. That is
rat
the poor cousin.
fever.
Rat bite fever.
The Sackville-Baggins of
yes,
of the
it
cat.
is. It's the SBs of the fever. And so it can cause fever, aches, swollen lymph nodes, and generally sounds like it sucks a whole bunch. There is LCMV, which is lymphocytic choriomeningitis.
Any meningitis
now-
is not good.
I know, anytime you see the M word, you're kind of like, oh. So it's a virus carried by rodents such as hamsters, guinea pigs, or mice. And it doesn't infect humans super duper often. And generally, if it does, it is more with compromised immune system situations. So It can still happen though. So it's not off the table. It can happen to anybody, but it's not as common. They aren't really known for carrying rabies, really. So they've got their other stuff, and it's not to say like you just want to go fiddling around with them.
You don't want that
rabies is
Hansen
like
virus. Yeah.
not really kind of, on as much on the radar going on. So now, okay, we got out of the way. These little smart dudes can carry a whole bunch of bugs. So like, what else? So I want to talk about the physical prowess of the mouse, because this is something I've seen with my own eyes. It is super fucking impressive. So mice can jump 12 to 13 inches from a standstill and about 2 feet from a running start.
Impressive, but scary if it's jumping in your general direction.
This is crazy. So I did some amateur math on this, and it's honestly probably wrong. Like I did this with a pen and paper, so don't
compare
trust
it to a human.
I did. I compared it to me.
Okay.
So, all right. I was like, so if a mouse is on all four, say it's 2 inches tall.
Please tell me you got on all fours and jumped for this
I
experiment.
didn't do this. I allowed us being bipedal,
Okay.
the mouse being quadrupedal.
Okay.
So I was like, the mouse is 2 inches tall, a ratio of jumping to 12 inches. So, 2 inches to 12. I guess you could say 1 to 6 if you wanted to. So I'm 62 inches tall. I'm 5'2". And so I scaled it up with, the 2 inches of height upping to 62 inches, 12 inches. And I got 372 inches in height, or 31 fucking feet in the air. That's a vertical. Okay. Like that's
an
some height.
award-winning vertical.
Yeah.
Wow. Pew! Just
Forever.
off.
Record holder for the end of time. And so unless I fucked that math up, I did it a few times, but math was my strong suit, and then I abandoned it completely. So that's not even considering the 2 feet that they can leap from a running start. Like, it's just really impressive. And I've seen them do this. So, like, it is burned in my mind. So, in the plague house, I remember walking into the pantry, and it had a swing-in door into the kitchen. It was a pain in the ass.
Oh.
And so you had to swing in.
Western.
It was old. And so you'd shove it open and it would squeak. And it also, because it was super old and heavy and covered in what was certainly lead paint, it really sealed that kitchen off. So like if nobody was in the kitchen, I just feel like the mice were like, all right, boys. And so
it's like Toy Story when the humans are gone. Everybody just comes out.
It's what it felt like. And I had a pantry little wire rack shelf in there, which quickly became not something we could do anymore, because I remember I opened the door and I watched a mouse do like a movie style run across the top of the fridge, leap over open air, like in the Road to El Dorado, like the Jesus light behind him, and land in the pantry shelf on top of like the bread. And I just lost my shit.
Yeah.
But like, that was so far. That was so daring to watch. Like, it's just super amazing. And so
imagine having the confidence to be like, I'm going to make this.
I'm going to make this.
I just know that I'm going to make this.
And so along with this, they're really good climbers. A mouse can climb just about anything that's not like smooth metal or smooth glass. They have got good little grippers.
Is it little grippers? Is that what it is? Are they sticky or do they grip?
No, so they
they might be sticky.
They don't necessarily have
opposable thumbs.
They've got interesting hands. So they have thumbs, but they're a hinge joint still. So they don't have, but it still gives them a really good dexterity with their little grippy hands. And they've got little fingernails. And they don't weigh very much. So with that amount of dexterity, they can really look up their little feet. It's one of my favorite parts about my tattoo is his little hands that is hanging on the shit.
Mouse hands.
Look it up. It's cute as hell.
Oh, they do. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking more of a human style fingernail, but yeah.
Well, and their hands aren't that different looking from ours. Like when you really like in structure, they're not that different. And so not only are they really good climbers, they're excellent swimmers, and they can also squeeze their body through something the size of a dime So with all of these things, you have a pretty amazing dark horse of an animal.
Aren't they
here.
kind of like cats? Like if their head can fit through it, then
They'll get through.
They're going to get through.
They're going to get through. And so along with that, you have their high adaptability of when it comes to where they live.
God,
they can
they're so
handle a
cute.
versatile diet, as well as their quick gestation period that we talked about. And having all of these physical skills, it's made them one of the most consistently successful animals in history. And however, though, they don't have it all.
Oh.
They don't see good. They don't have very good eyesight. They're mostly pretty much colorblind, and they see best in dim light, which is why they're a nocturnal creature. So that's why they usually come out and fuck around at night and all your shit. They rely on their hearing more, which obviously look at their little round, cute little ears. They're made to hear shit, but their hearing is different from ours. So the frequency range that they hear is different. So it goes way, 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 way higher in hertz than we can hear, and not as low as ours. So it's almost like ours is shifted, and so theirs is up.
So
and there's a reason.
They can hear like all the ghost shrieks that we can't hear.
They can hear every single ghost conversation that has ever happened. And but there's a use for it, because baby mice, they make sounds in a frequency in that range. We can't hear a lot of those sounds, and sounds of alarm, things like that. So there's a reason for it, but they can't hear the low frequencies. And some of these frequencies, even that we have in music and our speech patterns, aren't as pick upable to them. Hearing is so strange, and how the structures of the ears
little dumbasses couldn't hear like.
I just feel they just don't know. I guess
They heard nothing right there.
They also do rely on vibrations.
Okay.
They're low to the ground. They've got sensitive little feet and hands and everything like that. And so with their good hearing and their multiple physical skills that they can do, they get along pretty good just fine. And so something else. So here we go. Yeah, I had to skip around because here's where I talked about the hands. So we move past that. So all in all, again, to summarize on their physical, before we get into the metaphysical stuff, we have a highly capable creature that lives fast and dies hard a lot of the time. And oftentimes it lives alongside us to our own dismay, and oftentimes to its own dismay. However, I can't help but respect these guys for what they are on paper, because goddamn. Like, they've got a lot going on for them. So let's talk about the metaphysical. They really are kind of like acrobats. Yeah. But like super, like, listen, they can live anywhere.
Yeah.
They live anywhere.
They can live in Costa Rica.
That is a noun. And so let's talk about the metaphysical. And like usual, we're going to rope the physical into that. And big traits that you get when it comes to the metaphysical qualities of mouse energy is you're talking resourcefulness and craftiness, cleverness. And this is an energy to utilize maybe when you're needing to think outside of the box. Maybe you're an underdog in a situation, but you're capable of achieving what you want. Like, this is underdog energy. And the mouse, at least from what we can see, doesn't waste time worrying about how small and vulnerable it is. That mouse, when I opened that door, didn't go, "Oh God, can I make that jump?"
No, it's go time.
It ran to that chasm to it and leapt across it.
To me, what that means is that was as easy a feat to it as just regular running is to us.
Like us stepping over a crack in
right.
concrete.
It's like, I gotta go.
Didn't even think about it.
Whoa.
And so you have these animals that take chances. They take chances and they push buttons. And like, the longer that you've had to, if you've had mice living with you for a while, they will push that boundary line over and over and further. They just do. And so even like
it's like that book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie.
It is. Yeah. They will keep wanting to gain ground. And this is just really potent energy. It's impressive. And when we think of the mouse itself even if we're kind of a little freaked out by them, it's okay. They are kind of like capability incarnate. You know, all that's missing is their size. If they were big, oh my God.
Dude, if they were the size of, say, one capybara, can you imagine the jump on that thing?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It'd be like
unreal.
8-legged freaks, but with mice.
It would, with mice. And so, like, they have a lot of capability, despite common opinion. When you think of, like, an animal that's very physically capable and has a lot of, like, tools in the physical tool shed, you don't think of a mouse. Mm. You know? Like, that's just not the animal that you think of. And this is good energy. This is flying under the radar, but like secretly real big badass kind of energy going on.
I can recognize myself in a mirror, but you wouldn't know that kind of.
But you don't, and I don't care if you do know. And it's courage in the face of fear, because courage doesn't necessarily imply the lack of fear. It's just doing something while still being afraid. You could be afraid and still have courage. And mice are probably scared shitless. I mean, like when it heard that door open, it probably in mouse form went, oh shit! Yeah. And then just took off, you know? But it's in that moment of action.
Do you think it's like the opposite of the int thing? Like the ints live for forever, so they can speak very slowly, move very slowly. But a mouse, since their life is so short, do you think that everything just kind of moves faster than them? They're like they're like Quicksilver. Like they just kind of go through life. Yeah.
Yeah, everything just seems fast
a little quick
to them.
Yeah. They had like when you walked in, maybe it did fully stop and go, oh wow, I really need to think about what I need to do.
Yeah.
But
to me,
like I have course of action, and it just mapped it, and it like Sherlocked. It just figured everything out, and then But to you, it was like blink of an eye.
Yeah. Pulled an Edward Cullen.
They watched you sleep for 6 months.
I mean, they probably fucking did.
They were up in your bed, dude. You just
they were invading. So something about them, about mice, they're tireless. They're tireless. And again, something if you've had to face off against mice before, relentless. And with their little army, they will drive you fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and the warfare that they can wage against our big human brains is really serious. Yeah. So this is the energy of a worthy adversary that's not conditional on size. When you go pound for pound, this is pretty impressive of a matchup. But when you take size out of it,
seem like something a larger animal would have, but it's so tiny
and a tiny little animal, and so we've all been the underdog in a situation before. We all have. It's just something that happens. And we've all had to fight for ourselves if we felt outmatched, or if the competition maybe felt just stacked against us or whatever. And maybe sometimes it didn't pan out, but I'm sure sometimes it did. And generally with some cleverness and flexibility and some self-belief as the biggie, it's amazing what can be done as the underdog. There's momentum there. There's an energy there. And I mean, to use a very tired comparison, it's kind of like it's your David and Goliath situation, and sometimes you just got to win in your own way. And I think that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
With this.
Yeah. Like wear like a mouse emblem if you have like a court date against like if you're getting taken to court by a big company and you're just one lone single person on the town and what can you do? Yeah, that's a movie.
Yeah. Yeah. You are Legion. Wear your army of mice pendant.
That would be sick though, to show up and you just have like a whole thing of mice, not like real mice, but like pewter mice, like chained.
As like a little like charm chain. It'd be pretty sweet.
You'd be like, you don't know how far I can jump.
You don't even. and the example, if I can think of this, and I've used this example before, but it is when Hunter and I each had to take down fences. And we had to do this in two very different ways. And he took down his fence and I took down my fence. And we did it on our own, But like the way that he is a 6'2", 250-pound man takes down a fence, is very different than from how I had to take down the fence.
Only
He
1 inch
basically could
taller
just
than Nicola Coccolini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And he's got a baker's dozen inches on old Nicola Coughlin. And so basically he can just like pull the fence up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like and
He
take it down and
it flies
wiggle
off
the
into space.
posts and then just pull them out of the earth. But my
You
method,
make him sound like Shrek.
dude, I will watch the like heavy stuff he moves and I'm just like, when does it end? Like, what is the line? And so like I had to dismantle the fence.
Mm.
And so I had 10 snips and I had a crowbar and I went through and separated the wire from the posts, rolled up the wire, took it off, and then was able to like get all the posts out. But I had to do it bit by bit, still got the fence out. We both got there and really not in that different of an amount of time. And the difference was this, I had to decide, how can I do this despite XYZ challenges that are obvious in this moment?
Mm.
And that's the mouse energy. I feel like that's what you're tapping into.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be insulting to be compared to a mouse. Really? I don't think so. Like they're small and weak compared to us, but they're just the ultimate, like, there's a lot going on there in packaging that's kind of like, I'm just a mouse. Don't worry about me. I'm no big deal. I'm not going to invade your whole life with all my friends and make it so that you cannot remove us because we're smarter than you.
Have you seen the movie Mouse Hunt?
I thought about it the whole time I was taking these notes. I was just like,
what are you going to do? Against
what are you gonna do?
That mouse?
Against that mouse?
Come on.
Let it live there.
Leave the house.
Leave that. It's
Nathan
its
Lane.
house.
Leave
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Go
Yeah.
away.
It's a very clear whose house, who daddy of that house is. And it
it's
is
the
that mouse.
Mouse daddy.
And so,
Do you think the daddy mouse from Mouse Hunt had like a family?
I mean, it seemed real solo, but it also had a vengeance vibe. So I feel like maybe its whole family had been killed.
Maybe that exterminator that I think he murders. Doesn't he murder the exterminator in that film?
I can't remember if he murders that exterminator or I'm mixing it up with Men in Black when the cockroach man murders the exterminator.
Oh, and takes...
He sticks
folds
like the
him up.
hose down his throat.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
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 Wow.
But honestly, that mouse probably has a body count.
Oh,
yeah.
like that. Okay. Sorry.
No, the dead ones.
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
So, basically, the moral of this story is a mouse is going to find a way. And really, it's good, like, kind of, it's the same. You're only going to underestimate a mouse once.
Yeah.
And you should never really do it again.
They snip you right on the finger. And you go, ow.
They'll get you, they'll eat your bread so fast.
The way that nothing has made me madder in my life than at one point I got a loaf of regular bread. It doesn't really matter. I don't know why I'm putting emphasis on that detail. Anyway, took a loaf of bread out and was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm about to make me the best fucking Sammy in the whole. And you go and you're excited about this Sammy and you're hungry and you got all the other ingredients and it's going to be a good day. And you look down and there's that telltale like hole chewed in the bag.
Yep.
Boy, I could explode.
Yeah.
But good for it,
sucks.
I guess. I mean, get that
It
bread.
had a good little munch session, you know.
If I was a mouse, do you know how much of your shit I'd be eating?
I mean, those mice ate all my shit.
Yeah.
So they were really, I wound up just keeping everything in a mini fridge in my bedroom.
Probably a
because,
good idea.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
And so basically a mouse is going to find the way. And this has been proven throughout history and also through modern science, which is pretty cool to learn what they are learning about mice. And they're pretty intense with their determination. Again, tireless. They are just a tireless creature. And yeah, their version of that is getting into our shit and leaving little poops all over everything for us as little souvenirs of their efforts. But that doesn't negate that they got like some goddamn balls of steel and some brains that don't stop seeming to churn out new ways to fuck with our strategies that we try to put down for them. And really, so be the mouse if you need to be. Being small, whether it be physically or in feeling, doesn't have to be something bad. It can be an asset sometimes. And it doesn't also have to be the terminal destination either. So really, it can be a platform. It can be working with what you got, and an opportunity in those spaces of feeling small, whether it be, because of physicality, like me with the fence, or being in a situation that feels overwhelming. It's not, I can't do this because of XYZ, but how can I do this in spite of XYZ? So it's a reframe there. And it's an optimistic energy of activity and understanding how we're a package of mind and body and will. That's 3 separate pillars, and we can unite them all and also understand them as individual assets. And so it's just like the mouse. I just feel like they've got that going on. They've got physicality, a good brain, and a tireless will. And it works together to be very impressive, and they can do a lot with it. And if we kind of get out of our own way, it's amazing what we can do sometimes if we can believe. And so if they've got a trail to blaze, we synth capped that. Remember that?
We did. If you want to hear us synth cap that, check it out over on patreon.com/.
We did it. If you got a problem to solve, if you've kind of got a path through to discover, this is excellent energy to work with. Along with that, mice they're homemakers. They're nest builders. Cuties. So whether it's in your walls or it's in a drawer for house mice or in a burrow under some debris for your wild mouse, they'll create a space, like they make little nests. And I feel like that makes them candidates for home magic, if we strip the vermin title away from them, I just see what they're doing.
They house anywhere. Yeah.
They just want a little comfy house with some shredded up newspaper in it, and it's
a real grow where you're planted kind of vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's and it's not to gloss over that they can totally destroy your place.
Oh yeah.
But there's a lot of times they're destroying your place to make a home for themselves. Yeah. So, and honestly, and this is a bit more nefarious, a bit more gray, perhaps. I could see them being as a wonderful energy if you're wanting people out of your house. Maybe if you've got a bad roommate that needs to go, or some people that have overstayed their welcome, something like that. Harness the abrasively maddening energy of a mouse. Yeah. And see if that's kind of in workings to push them out. And that doesn't mean you're going to start just shitting all over their stuff, just in their rooms. Good. But just that incessant, just kind of nagging, always there. Because once you get to where you are dealing with mice actively, you can't let your guard down. You don't let your guard down when you sleep. You don't let your guard down at any given point because you just know they could be anywhere because they start pushing those boundaries and get closer and closer. It could be anywhere. Because I remember they only began in the kitchen, and then occasionally you would just find one in the dining room. They'd left, so it's just they start encroaching. And so I feel like, so you can create your own goddamn nest in peace. Maybe you can utilize this mouse energy.
Nest in peace.
Nest in peace.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So basically, these guys have existed alongside us, the house mouse in particular, for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, really long time. And humans and mice are kind of bound together in a way that's quite different from a lot of other animals. Because they're kind of similar to raccoons in the sense that they have attached themselves to our, habits of living for their own kind of betterment.
Good for them.
But you're not really, you could, but it's far less likely to find a raccoon in your house. They might be in your attic or in your back porch getting into your trash, but a mouse is in your space. And they have been in our spaces for a long time.
They'll go there. You're not going to open a cabinet and see a raccoon, but you'll open a cabinet and see a mouse.
You'll see a mouse in there. Yeah. And it's just, I just find that really, really interesting, and they've been able to stand the test of time. They've been able to stand the test of trap after trap after trap redesign. They're just difficult. They're a difficult force, and that's pretty impressive. They've only gotten smarter over time, which is pretty sweet. They use adversity to problem solve, to figure out how they can do something. And there's brute strength and size on the end of a lot of animals. They don't necessarily have that, but they go for shit anyway. They'll go. We could crush them under our boot, and they still push us. It is amazing how brazen a mouse can be. And again, they're living fast. They don't got time to waste time. They don't have it. And
no time to be scared.
They got no time.
I'm gonna die tomorrow, brother.
They fucking could.
Yeah.
And the days I assume fly, but well, actually, I feel like they're probably pretty long for a mouse. It makes me think of how people talk about how when you're a kid, time feels like it moves very slow because your concept of time that you've experienced hasn't been as long yet. And which is why when you get older, it feels like time picks up because your scale of time, I wonder if their days feel very long, like you were saying. And so everything's slow
kind of slow
to them. Yeah. But they're essentially
they're
the
just
Cullens.
machine gunning out babies. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that explains how they're so good at stealing the snacks off the traps. They're really good at it.
When you can move in slow
they're
motion,
faster than the trap. Yeah.
Which,
I don't know.
Of traps, don't use glue traps. Just please don't.
I know. And I say that having used glue traps in the past, and I have a lot of regret about it.
I saw
because
Willard when I was younger, and I was like, I'm not going to use it with Crispin Glover.
I used them. Yes. I used them in Plague House because it was when I broke. I finally snapped.
Sure. There's a point. I mean, unfortunately, you have to kind of also keep in mind that these are something that you might have to kill, whether by you doing it or an exterminator.
They can infest.
Try
and they can infest quickly.
The no-kill traps first.
But, and those have come a long way.
Yeah. You can use a bucket and a stick, make a little redneck, trap,
a little live trap.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's different ones, but mice are really good at figuring them out. That's just the thing. They're really good at figuring it out. So basically, moral of the story is with the mouse is it's that underdog vibe, and you can use that in your magic. And I didn't really even go into ways. Everybody's got their own ways of practice. I don't feel like I got to do it every time. Otherwise, it's you can do this in a candle spell, and because then it's just repetitious. Yeah. But you can apply this energy to your working, whatever it is you're trying to do.
Carve a little mouse into your candle.
Carve a little mouse into your candle
for the candle spell.
Yeah. I can't hear anything and not sub it in. So yeah, anyway, that's mice.
Beautiful.
That's what they got going on for them. I think they're pretty cool.
I love them. And the whole time you've been talking since I looked it up, in the background have just been really out of pocket, up close shots of mouse feet. It's freaking me out.
I do like the new
apps just so close up
cute
on their feet that it's
feetsies.
Disturbing.
Where is this? So before we get to your topic, I've actually got a little bit of news, and this is going to be news for you. This is a live reaction for you.
You're pregnant
because it's been good grief. And so I had a busy day, and I didn't tell you this.
Okay,
but I got some news from one Rachel, who's putting on the perp.
Are we getting some Anahata's news right here?
Anahata's purpose. And listen, which, by the way, we're 20-ish days out from that.
I'm going to throw
by the by. So get wise, get your tickets, get all your shit together, get your life ready. But so little bit of sneak peek info here. This is going to be the last year at camp in Abba, at where it takes place. So
really,
yes, this is going to be the last year that it is going on at where it has gone on the past, I think 3 years there.
No, because
but-
this will be our third time out there, right?
So I guess maybe 4. Yeah.
Wow.
However, and I'm going to send you these, bro. She slid me some pictures of the place that it's going to be next year.
Okay.
And it's so fucking cool. And you want to know the best part?
Yeah.
It's going to be in October.
Are you serious? Hell yeah, dude.
Isn't that fucking sweet? It's gonna be
Hell yeah,
fucking
dude.
spooky season on a hottest purpose.
I don't want anybody out there to be too sad because I
No.
love the camp. I love the property.
I love it. And I encourage you to, if you've not, like, don't miss it.
Yeah.
You know, like, go experience this land. It's wonderful. The place
is your last
great.
chance to see the river, the specific part of the river that we're talking about, and all of that. And I will always have a spot for that spot in my heart.
Oh yeah.
But I'm also excited to see what the future holds. You know?
Yeah.
Because the spirit of Anahadas is not, you know,
it's not the location.
Not just
that
the location.
That's movable. Yeah.
So
that's some big news.
Okay.
It's also it's going to be in Maryland. However, it's not going to be. It's still only going to be an hour from Philly because it's very confusing how close everything is up there.
Yeah.
We learned that when we went up there on tour.
I think Maryland
so it's
was
still
my favorite spot.
Maryland was my favorite spot too. I loved Maryland. I thought it was so gorgeous. So that's where it's going to be. It's still again just an hour from Philly, just a different direction in October.
For locals, tell us what October in that area of not Michigan. You just said it.
I'm letting
Maryland.
you. There you go.
God damn it. Tell us what that's like. But that'll be next October.
That's next October. This year, in just a few weeks, rolling up on 20 days, starting Thursday, the 5th of September, guys. Anahata's purpose begins.
Yeah.
We're in the countdown now.
We're in the end game now.
We're in the countdown now. Oh my, is that 3 episodes now? Is this the 2 episodes in a row that we've roped that in on?
Dude, the amount of times that Oh Brother has come up since we've covered that, like Dad referenced it like 3 or 4 times when I was down there. Just a normal, natural conversation.
You just realize, I think we've been freshened on how much comes from it.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. It's everywhere. So y'all come on out. Let's do it. Let's get together. We're doing a live show. Charlye and I are teaching classes. Lots of beans are teaching classes. There's going to be a shitload of people up there that just want to be your friend.
Yeah. If you normally come and you thought about, I don't know if I'm going to go this year. Maybe I'll take a break this year. You know what? Come say goodbye to the property. I'm sure you've got your favorite spots. And I'm gonna join you in that.
I am too.
And I'm glad I get the chance to do that,
I am too. Yeah. And we get to look forward to a spooky season on Anahata's Perp next year.
Send me
guys,
the behind the scenes.
I'll send you them.
Hell
I'll send you them pictures, of it too. And it's so sweet, dude. I'm so excited. Anyway, all right.
Okay.
Let's talk to me about hobbies.
Well, I don't have much to talk at you about. Normally, even when Macy and I, and I'm assuming that you do kind of the same. Oh, look at your there goes your jug of water, dude. Ever since I drank out of that tea jug, I've been like, I gotta get one of those big water jugs,
jug.
like Macy has.
It's great.
I love it.
Very satisfying.
Tip the whole thing up. Anywho. Even when we have conversational topics where we don't bring, like, I'm talking to you about rabies today or whatever it is.
Great.
Yeah. Which we should talk about sometime. It's important to talk about rabies. If you ever get bit by an animal, go to the doctor.
Like, you don't want rabies.
Like you will die.
It gets to a point, to where they can't help you.
Yeah, go to the,
and
dude, the way that even a cat can give you rabies, just go to the doctor. Anyway. Sorry, I kind of recently learned that cats can give you rabies, and now I'm real scared because I feel like
I think that you got to give them rabies shots.
No, but I mean just like a stray fucking cat. They're everywhere, And also, what is cat scratch fever while we're on it?
I don't know. That's a song. I don't know if it's a real thing.
It is a real thing. I think if the latest episode of No Sleep is to be believed.
Weird. I assume it's just they got dirty claws and, it makes you,
It gives you
it just
some
makes
kind
you
of
sick.
sickness.
I mean,
Okay.
wild cats are dirty. Like pumas, the bacteria in their mouths is like almost worse than the bite that they give you.
No, I mean, and truly, that's the point, like dogs, it's like, I'm going to bite you and it is what it is, but it's that back that's going to do you in, dude.
The back.
It's that back. Normally when we have conversational topics, I feel like we at least kind of bullet point out some talking points. And I didn't do that because I truly wanted to talk about this like kind of organically. You know what I mean? And I kind of, I feel like I'm making an excuse. Like, I didn't feel like doing my homework. That's not what it is. This past week has, let me start off by giving you, I guess, my personal experience and then we can go into it. So if you don't know, I'm streaming again. And I've set up a schedule. So every Thursday from 6 to 9 and every Monday from 7:30 to 10-ish. That one's more loose. We do games. Sometimes The Sims on Thursday, sometimes other games on Monday. Come join it. Twitch.tv/Charlye_ with a Y. You'll find it down in the links. But point being, I've done it twice now with regularity. And while it has always been something that I have enjoyed, I didn't have like a permanent setup. I was doing it like on a laptop, which is like just loud, and the audio quality was always, do you remember? It was kind of shit. It was hard to watch back because like the audio was kind of fucked up and the camera was shit. And I was always like, oh, I'll get my setup. I'll do this more, as like a gig, And I'm finally doing that. And I don't know why I put it off so, well, first of all, financial, you can't just go buy a gaming PC, or like a camera.
It takes time.
Takes time. But my point is, after getting started, I kind of thought, I was like, oh man, like another scheduled thing. It's going to like, it's just adding to, you know what I mean? It feels like, is this going to feel like work? But it has been wonderful. It has been a return to a hobby that I have had for a long time, which is playing video games. But I don't want to talk about that so much as I want to talk about the subsequent days. I have, because of how like excited this has made me, and how after doing the first one, the second one I was so jazzed for. I was like, let's do this. And I'm so jazzed for the next one too. And living in that state of like re-spark, I guess.
Yeah.
Has affected every other aspect of my life. I just feel like I get out of bed a little easier. I feel like I'm taking care of myself a little bit better because you know what? I just feel like you take better care of yourself when you feel better. I don't know.
Yeah, when you're feeling inspired.
Yeah. And it's spilled over into other aspects, like rearranging my office space here. We've talked about when you rearrange a space in your house, how it feels fresh and new for a little while. I have started doing, and this is the big takeaway that I wanted to get at. It has brought me back to witchcraft in a way that I've not been in a spot for a long time. Now, this is a little bit of one of those, every once in a while we come on here and we're like, oh man, I've kind of been like not doing it for a little while. And this is not like I'm not a witch anymore proclamation. That's never going to come. But, you do go through spells where you're not doing the things that you like to do.
Yeah, it's a dry spell.
Yeah. And I feel like I've kind of been going through that. I feel like my whole shelf, my whole collection of things has sort of been collecting dust, literally. And when I have done any kind of work or spells, I just haven't felt like my heart in it because I'm just like, it's a dry spell. You go through them. They're normal. You will usually, at least every time I've gone through one, come out the other side. Mm-hmm. But I have been like really wanting to go. I'm coming up with like spell ideas in my head, when you're just like kind of looking around, you're like, I bet I could take this over here and I could do a spell. Or what's an herb I haven't used in a little while? I'm going to use that. I'm starting to like, those wheels are churning again and it's feeling fresh and it's feeling good. And I wanted to speak about a return to hobbies. Tell me your hobbies.
I've got too many hobbies.
Okay.
Like I have to juggle between them. My most recent one has been crocheting.
Yes.
It's the one I'm most likely to pick up, like in the evening. I'll grab it and I'll work on whatever I'm working on. And other times it has been painting. And other times it has been sewing. It just kind of moves with whatever I am going with. Right now, the most comfortable is crochet.
Have you ever tried to like force a hobby?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It usually leads to hobby burnout.
Yeah.
It happened with painting for me. I've still not been able to fully come back to painting, and I enjoy it. I'm pretty good at it, but like I don't feel I've started to though. Like I have started. It's been long enough now to where I did my last painting was very complicated, and it took like a lot of like.
Was it the mural?
Technical. It was the tuna. But like it is a lot of shit going on with that tuna of all things. And I want my next thing I've been like daydreaming about setting my easel up outside and just doing another abstract because that got me out of a slump the last time because I don't think in an abstract way. I always paint things, but like I just went out one day and I did it outside. And I just slung paint and it was all wet. So I would just let it bleed and shit like that. And it's the one that I have in my bathroom now. It's a big 3x4 big ass painting. And I've been itching to do that again and just go out there and just release it. And when I did it, I was like, I'm going to do an abstract painting, color coded, and each color is going to represent an emotion. And I'm going to map myself. And it was really fun doing that. And so there's layers of it. And like, I want to do that again soon.
And you bring up a good point. There's like a million ways to put spins on different hobbies. And for myself, I think the streaming aspect, because I've always played video games, right? Like I've always enjoyed that. But with that comes a lot of I hate to say like judgment, but a little judgment and some of it's self-inflicted because I think there's like the vibe of like video game, like you're just like a lazy teenage boy, they're like, oh, I don't have time for video games. That's not real.
Yeah. Aren't you grown up?
Right. Or like, that's not a hobby. A hobby has to be productive, or something like that. So sometimes there is a little bit of a vibe of like, oh, I need to be doing something better when I'm doing a game. But like, putting this spin on it and getting to like show off, I guess, some of my favorite shit, like
you're sharing
and getting to talk actively in the moment with people about it. Dude, there was nothing like showing that Titanic game that I've talked about my entire life. There was nothing like showing it to people who have never seen it. And hell, there's even a couple of people in chat, you know who you are, who had played it. And in fact, in kind of a weird, very similar way, there was somebody once that was like, I remember picking this game up at Sam's Club. My mom and it just sparked a memory, and I was like, that's I got it at Sam's. I remember seeing it on the little like wire rack and being like, can I have this? So I think that it's no longer, not that I'm not going to play games in my spare time. Like I was playing like The Sims a little earlier, but doing it in this new way makes it feel fresh again. Kind of like you were like, hey, I'm not really that kind of painter, but I'm going to do it and see what it's like.
I want to go out there and do it because it was fun as hell the last time I did it, and just go do it again and kind of break that ice a little bit, kind of break the seal is what I need to do. Well, get back into it.
And I have had times where I have switched up how a hobby is done, and I actually came to learn it's maybe not necessarily the entire hobby that I loved, but it was just that one specific aspect that I fell in love with. Like, I'm no huge fan of cooking. I've talked about it before. I'm not a huge fan, even though I do consider myself still a kitchen witch. I love baking. I love making potions. And I do like that, but I don't like the chore of having to cook every day. I don't like to make dinner. I don't like to have to, because that's what it feels like. It feels like fucking work, right? But if I do that thing, we've talked about it, if I put on like maybe some barred gore and I put on my nice dress that we got from Ezra. Ezra
October.
Yeah. If I put on my little green dress with my, and I feel like a hobbit, suddenly that thing that I don't like to do, I like to do, but only under only that specific
Setting your scene.
Yeah.
It's taking a second, setting the vibe, set yourself up, and it makes it it does make it better.
Yeah.
Like, and I enjoy cooking, but everybody runs into the times of being like, that's the last thing I fucking want to do today. And it really does make a big difference to just kind of mood it up a little bit, like, and set your scene. Sometimes I'll pop off an incense like in the other room, not so it's like too strong when I'm cooking, but I'll just kind of like, I'll just like pick up on it. I'll usually maybe listen to some music or something like that and just kind of be like, all right, well, I'm going to kind of
black out now
to this a little bit. Yeah, I mean, black out in my fucking kitchen again.
Oof. No, I'm sorry.
Oh God.
But yeah, talking about you said something that just sparked this, even when you don't feel like doing it, sometimes I try because I try to be very gratitude based. And sometimes when I really don't want to do something, I think, okay, what can I be grateful about, it in this moment? Like, I don't feel like sitting down and doing my banking. Well, I'm fucking grateful that I can, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and that I can pay my bills. And like, I think about like what that, like, I have a roof, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Shit like that. So in that case, I was like, sometimes when I have to cook, I think, let me think about how I'm nourishing my body, but that led me to another train of thought. I remember early on in my journey, something that was very important to me was taking care of the things I already had. And not necessarily always wanting new shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a lot of that come back because I've tried to force that before, because in a very practical sense, like, hey, you can't just always get new shit. You know what I mean? I'm not a rich lady. Like, I'm not trying to spend all that extra $2 I have a month on shit. You know what I mean? But at the other, like, also there's other reasons for it, like consumerism, boo capitalism and all that, right? But like, I haven't really just been like, you know what? I haven't really taken care of my shit in a while. Magically, I haven't set my stones out. I haven't cleansed like my tools.
No.
I haven't done that
share
in so
you
long.
in being in a dry spell.
Yeah.
Like I too am kind of feeling myself wanting to shake out of it. And I've got my first project lined up, but it's very exciting to kind of start feeling that. But no, I've not set my shit out to charge in a long time.
In a long time.
The last thing I did, I have kept up my baths, but still not that much, because once I got my tattoo outlined, couldn't take one, for weeks. And then after 4 weeks, it was time to, so I took one right before I got it shaded, because it was my last chance. It was like long enough to feel comfortable doing it. And then I got it done again. So I missed my baths for one, because like that's usually like, it's something. Even if I'm not feeling super magical that day, I will do something in that bath that day to keep me tethered. And like, I'm missing that big time. Big time. But I want to do some magic, and I want it to be like body care. I want to do another batch of like a butter situation, and infuse it. And how good
is a butter?
Is a butter?
You kidding me?
Oh, whip it up. So I'm ready for that.
I went to Oklahoma City recently, and they had this little farmer's market that I didn't know they were going to have, because I don't know anything about but I was just like, oh, I'm going to go do this. And I walked around.
Love
and
a farmer's market.
I met this woman who, I wish I had her card on me, because in fact, perhaps I will maybe find that information and put it in the whatever. But anyway, she was, and I don't want to put words in this person's mouth, but you look at someone and perhaps maybe the things they create, and you go, you're a witch.
Oh yeah.
I think you might be a witch. I got that vibe. A lot of homemade oils, a lot of like, they did soap, some of the most beautiful soap that I've seen. And here's the thing, they weren't just like, and there's nothing wrong with this, don't take me the wrong way, I love a lavender soap, but it wasn't just like, here's a lavender soap, or here's
like real complex scent crafting and herb crafting like going on.
Cattail soap.
Interesting.
There was like some deep cut shit And I was just like, God damn. And I got me 2 bars of it. And
Nice.
I haven't used it yet. I'm gonna. But anyway, my point being there, what really was my point? I guess just that, what was my point?
I don't know what your point was in that story,
Wow.
but
I guess I just wanted to say it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about how, well, God damn it.
Whatever.
Maybe I'll remember it. But
Conversational episode.
There does come, and I do want to touch on a little bit, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but with making a hobby your job, there's something to that, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't enjoy doing spell work less. It's just that I think I do it less in a way that is for me. And when I do it for me versus what I, am researching for that week or whatever, I get a lot more fulfillment out of it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think that has been the cause of like, I'm going to not do this for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know why that correlation is there.
I think it's normal. I mean, anytime that like your area of interest is fused with your livelihood, it's just going to lead to a little bit of burnout.
I guess it's just
normal.
You're like, I have to do this.
I have to do this, even if if I'm not feeling up to it,
and
anything like that. And
I don't like being told what to do.
Well, and luckily
I
it's enjoyable.
ever.
And so it's not anything that
no.
is like, oh, we have to do this. But it's normal to kind of like, it's prioritized as more of a for this instead of for me.
Well,
and
exactly.
It's easy to get lost in that. Not that the line is drawn there, but it's easy to fall into that mindset of just being like, oh, I do that for the show.
This
and
is
I'm not,
work. Yeah. Because
that.
when I have thought before, like, sometimes I'll have things crop up and I'll be like, I could do a spell for that. It's like those moments you suddenly remember you're a witch. And you're like, I can.
Yes.
Whoa, I can do shit. It's like I have those and there's a part of my brain that's like, but that's not what you're talking about this week on the podcast. Why would you or something. I can't hardly explain it, but there is that like, oh, this is work now. And when you I'm working on like deconstructing that, I guess, recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on trying to separate the two. And that has also been a struggle, again, until I had this recent burst of just refreshment, and feeling rejuvenated. And this little shift in my attitude has helped me kind of break down that wall that I had built up on with nothing. I still can't put my finger on what causes that divide. But if you're somebody out there who has made a hobby your work, what it does. It doesn't kill the hobby. It just suddenly switches the brain into like, okay, this is work mode.
It puts it into a different position. And not always, but it is just very easy for it to shift into a different position, to a more compartmentalized place, because it's just kind of, that's where it lives.
And I'm trying to
and
see
so I do,
perspective.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a big part of it. Perspective's everything. And I go back and forth with it all the time. I talk about it all the time on the yoga podcast on Macy and East Yoga. Where
can we find that?
On Patreon at Macy and East Yoga. And, but reframing is big, and it's not to say that it wipes out how you feel to where it's like, oh, let me try to reframe this. And I'm just going to instantaneously feel better.
Yeah.
But it's a great exercise to kind of take those moments of just like, all right, what lenses of perspective can I apply right now to kind of shift how I'm feeling about this? And I do this all the time. And one that's very common, and I heard someone else do this today, they caught themselves. And this is not anything profound. This is a common one. It's changing I have or I've got to I get to, or, that is such a subtle difference.
Yeah.
But it like when you do that, even if you're forcing it, it makes you stop and think about, why did I just say that?
Yeah.
Well, there's quite a few reasons that I just got to say that, and it's just little baby steps like that, to where it's just making it kind of pull out from those places where we might find ourselves, those kind of ruddier places.
You saying that just now, I kind of in my head, I was like, I get to do like some spellcraft later. I kind of felt it. I was like, oh. And I to give an example, I don't know the last time prior to this past week that I have written a spell or written an idea for a spell, because I don't much just jot out full recipes for spells anymore, and not put it on the podcast. I feel like almost anything I do, if I got a new herb to try, it was because I was going to talk about it on the podcast. You know, if I did any kind of spell work, outside of, I guess, the stuff that I kind of just, it has become routine to do. If I did any kind of new spell work, it was because I was going to talk about it on the podcast. Yeah. You know, or even if I happen to do some kind of work without going into it thinking I'm doing this, I would do it and I'd be like, I could talk about this on the podcast. There's tendrils everywhere. It ties in. So for the first time I have been doing things that I'm not going to. It's almost like like I'm putting a boundary in place.
It's a boundary.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm saying this is my personal practice, and it doesn't get to be everyone's, and I don't mean that in a rude way. Please. I love sharing.
I think it's very interesting to hear this. I've been feeling similar. And we've been at it for 6 years, you know, and we've shared a lot, and I still plan to share, you know.
Oh, no, absolutely.
But I do think I can feel the change in my practice over time, and that it doesn't feel, I don't have as firm of a grasp on it as I used to. Yeah. And I just want to kind of take it back and just keep it secret.
Keep it safe. Exactly. And just having that little spark to myself. And why not? You know what I mean? I hope that everyone keeps a part of their practice just for them. Or even if you're not keeping it secret, at least you're keeping that part of it for yourself. It's for you. And you can share. And that's the thing. If I do card reads and I'm like, I feel like I should talk, you know, absolutely. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or there's still going to be new herbs because I got them to talk about the podcast, but that's not the sole purpose for it anymore. It's no longer hand in hand with, you know, and it has even made the prospect of what I talk about on this podcast seem more like fresh and exciting. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because it's like two things that I really liked became a chunkier thing that was kind of like, I still like it, but I feel like I have to do it. But now we're separated kind of back again. And I think that's nice. Yeah. Separation is healthy.
Two different camps. Yeah. Different boundaries. So no, I think it's great. And I think hobbies always need to have an area of safety to them. I think, to where, like, even if it is partially monetized, there does need to be an outlet of safety. Yeah. That is for no other purpose but you to sling around in whatever that hobby is. Just whatever it is that you're doing, you go and do it for you. Yeah. And that comes with practice.
Yeah. Because the instinct is to turn, for lack of a better phrase, the instinct is to turn the camera on. You know, say you're really into, and I'm saying this because I've got a number of friends very into this at the moment. Say you're really into Magic the Gathering, the card game. Not like Magic, but, you know, Magic Gathering. And, like, say that's what you do. Like, you make a YouTube channel, you're talking about cards, you're talking about the new stuff that's coming out and stuff like that. And eventually, when you start going to, like, the tournaments that you used to go to and just love, and you love the whole atmosphere, and you went, like, with your friends or whatever, eventually that becomes something that you're like, okay, do I have my voice recorder charged? Do I have the camera ready? I need to make sure that I take pictures of everything that's going on.
You can't let go.
You know what I mean? It's no longer just I don't want to say it's not a fun thing, but it's not a Saturday activity for, you know, if you take my meaning, you know, it's not like a on your own time kind of thing. So I would suggest, if you are feeling about this in any aspect of your life, even if you have to maybe put off the thing that, like, in this example, say, well, I was going to go to the tournament this weekend and put up a YouTube video about it, and I have to have a YouTube video. Well, maybe you just, this week, maybe you do something different. You know, maybe you just talk about something different, or you even say, hey, no video this week. There's no shame in that. Play. And just go play. And, like, don't do that thing that you think you have to do. Because a lot of times you might not, you know, I don't know. And it can be tricky in our position, and even in this hypothetical position, because you think, if I don't, or if I don't do this in a certain way, or if I keep a part of this to myself, I'm going to lose this. People are going to hate it. And they're not going to watch the channel. They're not going to listen to the podcast. They're going to leave, you know, and that's natural.
Yeah. There's stakes. Yeah. And there's stakes with anything, but they are always there. And it is weird when the stakes get attached to your hobby, you know? So it is, I think it is good to have those little spaces of just, I'm gonna just kind of take it easy.
And just if for just a week and see what it does to you. See what it does to your insides and to your spark.
It feels great. I notice it as a yoga teacher. I will go spells in which I don't have the time to go take a class and I'm just teaching. And then it is so different to just be able to show up, be a student, and unroll the mat, and I'm just being guided. I'm not having to think. I'm just getting to be and experience and do.
You're not like trying to. And it takes you. That's another thing I want to talk on is it can take you out of the moment, because like if you knew that you were going to go home and say write a post or do a video on the class that you just experienced, you're not fully committing to that experience in the moment. You're going, I got to log this away. Okay, I need to remember. Oh, here's a funny joke I could say.
Teaching. Yeah. In teaching in the moment, because I like to teach impromptu. I don't plan my classes out ahead of time. I just begin them and do what feels right. But there's a lot of thought going on with that. The whole time I'm teaching, I'm cueing inhale and I'm cueing exhale. And like, so I'm timing my breath because I don't get to breathe when y'all breathe. I'm talking. So I'm always timing when I'm going to breathe and like doing. And so there's just a lot going on, and it's still great. And I'm still getting an asana session, and I still take shavasana even, but like it's different when you can just roll up and be like, all right, brain, shoo.
Yeah. Shut off.
Shut it off and just exist and do whatever it is and do something. Just do something for the sake of it. It was like, so like when Lyra and I, we went on a trip recently up to Fayetteville, and we spent an afternoon with a friend making stuff out of clay. We just made stuff out of clay.
Yeah. What an inner child gift. You know what I mean?
It was great.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for hours.
Yeah.
And it was just like, why don't I do this all the time? It's cheap.
Funny that you say that. I was at the Dollar Tree, and in their like kids section, because I walk every aisle of that some bitch because I just like it. In their kids section aisle, they had some like off-brand Play-Doh.
Nice.
And I was like, bet. And I just got one, and I just kind of played with it for a minute. Like, not even that long a time, because, it gets hard and it gets gross after a while. But, like, it's funny that you say clay, because I was just a very tactile kind of thing.
I saw some the other day. They had, like, the teeny, itty, mini, like, the mini singles of name brand Play-Doh at Walmart. And I wanted to grab one just so I could huff that sweet Play-Doh scent. And I wanted to just smell it so bad.
Yeah. And like sometimes we, and I don't want to be like, just buy your Play-Doh, just do it, because sometimes like you don't got Play-Doh money, but like this can extend to anything. You know what I mean? This can extend to like the other day in a very similar scent-based thing, which my nose is screwed up. But I did see a magnolia tree. I say the other day. Please take that with a grain of salt. I'm a Southerner. The other day could mean 4 years ago.
Months and months.
A magnolia tree, and I was like, I want to give that son of a bitch a big whiff. But it was like 4 steps off my path. And I was sort of like, nah, I got shit to do. And I didn't do it. And I have thought about that. I mean, I have since tried to sniff one, but again, my nose is fucked
but it's
up.
like, what the hell was I thinking in
what
that moment?
If
you get in
steps?
those ruts, though. You get in those ruts.
Yeah. You're just like, well, I would have to step off and onto the soft ground. What? I don't know. Yeah. And it's not like it was even muddy. It was just like slightly inconvenient. But anyway.
Something different. Yeah. No.
Tell me, I guess to sort of wrap up here with all of this, tell me a hobby that you've never tried that you'd be interested in trying.
Stained glass.
Whoa!
Without a doubt. I want to learn how to do stained glass so bad I can't stand it.
Do you want to do like the metal soldering part?
Yeah, I want to learn I just want to learn how to do it. It's one of those things, and this is really cocky because I know it's very difficult, but every now and again I'm just like, I have a gut feeling. I think I'm going to be kind of good at that.
I think there are things that we just know about ourselves. I think there are things that you're like, I always thought I would be really good at this. And you know what? You probably would be.
Yeah.
Mine's blacksmithing.
Hell yeah, brother. When we were on our, which this is normal for people, when we were on our big Forged and Fire kick, like we talked about, because like Hunter and I multiple times were like, we could just build a coal forge. Yeah. It wouldn't be that expensive. We could just build our own forge. Like, it does seem fun as hell. It's, when I started learning yoga was when I kind of backed off because like, that's a lot of impact. But at the same time, you could work with that, but it does seem awesome.
Talk about sound clearing the space.
Oh my God.
Bing, bang.
And just infusing blades.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like,
And the way I would
so
make
cool.
absolute shit, but I would feel like I was out there forging
go out and like
the shards
forge it under the full moon or some shit.
Oh my God,
and
kidding
it's
me?
just and immediately they go to cut that fish and it just explodes. It just doesn't even cut.
I forgot that was an aspect of the show. They make you cut things. That's right. Whoa, forged in fire, man.
Yes.
Everybody's a farrier on that show. I feel like every person is like, I'm a farrier by trade.
Dude, farriers are badass.
Dude.
And I love watching the farriers because they've got a specific like hammer style and they could just go and go and go because they got to be quick. Like if you're a farrier at like an event, you're working quick. You got to shoot multiple. Yeah. And so I love when farriers are on there because they're just like machines. It's so cool.
They're kind of like the pit stop crew, but for horses.
For horses.
Do you ever just watch the videos of them like cleaning and shoeing horses, like trimming the keratin?
Yeah.
Looks so soft. Why is it so soft looking?
It's so delicate under there. And like I know I love watching them like trim the hooves with the big like clipper things
the middle out.
And clean it all out. Yeah. I was always too scared to do hoof care. I rode for a while, but I would like saddle and unsaddle and brush down they weren't my horses.
Kicked real easy.
And they weren't my horses. I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. But like, it is so cool to, and I love it when the horses, you can tell they're just like,
I bet it's great, dude. You ever had really long toenails?
It's like getting a pedicure.
Yeah. And you're like, they're starting to curl into them. So I got to go get them chopped.
I got to go get this dealt with.
Yeah. This is a problem.
And it is crazy. Like, just seeing the shoes get hammered. I know it didn't hurt them. I get that. It's the hoof. But like the fact that they're nailed is wild. Wild. And it's still done that way, which of course it is. It's not like they're going to glue it. But like, it's just amazing to watch metal shoes be hammered onto a horse hoof. And it's so accurately. Yeah. Like so flush.
Put on.
So flush. It's amazing.
Yeah. I like when they doctor the hooves of like cows and stuff. And then they have to put like the little plastic block on it so it walks evenly. I don't know why. I just like that. I just feel like it's like a little cast. Anyway, I watch far too many hoof cleaning videos.
That's okay. It's all right.
So, anyway, I guess that was almost a conversation, but almost just sort of an update.
Just talking hobbies. What are y'all's hobbies? What are y'all? I want to hear them because I know that there's some interesting shit out there. I know that there's some of y'all up to some really interesting.
Let us know
stuff
on Facebook. Yeah, let us know what your hobby is, especially if it's like a niche hobby.
Yeah,
or
what are you up to?
If it's a not niche hobby, but you're really into it.
You're really into it. Yeah.
I could become a cast iron person so fast. I love cast iron. I love cooking with cast iron. And I feel like from the groups that I've seen, you can go like hard into the cast iron.
You can be really into cast iron. I absolutely
could do that.
It's amazing. You could be into anything.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, so you want to talk sourdough? Oh, good grief! Like, the sourdough community goes so hard.
Yeah.
Like,
are they nice or are they toxic? Like
they're generally very, very nice.
Community.
Like, they're super nice. Like, so the sourdough subreddit is so interesting. It's nice.
Okay.
But God damn it, I don't need a spreadsheet. I don't need it.
But like, someone does. But
some people really like that, you know? And it's like, it's very, very common. And I'm not knocking this because it's, again, very, very common. Weighing in grams, measuring your ingredients. I am doing rough measure cup, dunking it, like, and my shit's turning out great. That works for me. But you can take anything to the wall. Like, you can take it as far as you can go.
Nerds?
Yes.
When they're like, the water has to be precisely this many degrees.
That's what I mean by when people say they don't have a hobby. It's like, I think people just don't realize what they have as a hobby sometimes, because you can get into anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I love it. I love to hear people's interests. When someone is into something so deeply and it's the kind of passion that you can really see them, like, they become alive in that moment. You know what I mean? Not that they weren't alive before, but you just get like you become Lucy. You get to use the rest of your brain in this moment, you know? And you get to talk about your thing. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care. Well, I mean, not to say that I don't care what you're talking about. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there's
it could be
lines,
anything.
but like generally it's going to be great.
Right.
Because of the passion.
Because of how you're reacting to it. Are you kidding me? Yeah, tell me all about it, dude.
Yeah. And I'm a little bit of it's jealousy because like I've always had a real kind of jack of all, master of none about me. I'm pretty good at a lot of things, but like I've never had the passion to be able to lock in on one thing and do it for years and years and years with the dedicated study that some people do who just really find something that they are about. Yeah. And I just find that amazing when you have these people that just know it in and out, live it, breathe it. It's just who they are. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, I do too. And it's something you can't force. I feel like you can only explore an existing spark. You know what I mean? Even if it's just in theory, when you go, I think I'd be really good at blacksmithing, or I think I'd be really good at stained glass. I think that counts as a spark that you can follow. But anyway, this was nice. This was nice to talk about. I feel good.
Just chatting.
You know. Chatting. I guess we will leave you here. But before you go, check us out on Facebook. Okay?
We're over there.
We're over there. Come eat with us on Facebook. We have an Instagram, Instagym. We have a Patron. All of this is linked below. Do we really need to say it again? We already said this episode isn't for the newbies. This is for you fans. You know where it all is.
It's in the show notes.
But if you want to catch us over on Patreon and perhaps view the episodes as they're recorded, perhaps listen to Simpcap. We're talking about motherfucking Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yep, wrapping that up
Second
this
episode
Friday.
Comes out on Friday. And then we're going to be moving into Twister.
To Twister.
And then we'll decide what to do after that. Maybe it'll be Mouse
More
Hunt.
movies. Yeah, I'm really, really itching for Mouse Hunt.
I'm excited about Mouse Hunt.
Because I feel like not enough people have seen Mouse Hunt. And we need to fix that.
Macy has Macy and Ease Yoga. I
do
have an Instagram as well as a Patreon. And I have my Twitch channel. All that is linked below.
It's there.
And with that,
okay,
I bid you all a fond farewell. Henceforth, for the humours and the og. I don't really know what I'm saying. It's just basically Culpepper keywords.
I think you should be really concerned because the way that he was able to slide into your consciousness that time without even a transition is actually kind of alarming.
Too close. He's been studying with Jim of how to slip
he's
between.
Really getting comfortable.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, all right.
I'm
gonna leave. Goodbye, everybody. See you in the funny papers.